Hello, my name is Mr. Pacitti, and this is my classroom right here in Evansville, Indiana. So put away your mobile phones. I don't care if you're watching the video on your mobile phone. Stop commenting that. I'm not going to stop saying it. Put away your mobile phones. Put away your Habbo hotels. This is SmackDown Live. And this is graded. Before we get started, we cut to the parking lot and there's a limo. Who's in the limo? It's the Mizz, Maurice, and their baby, whose name I can't remember, Monroe Sky. They come out of the limo. They're, of course, here for the Miz and Mrs. premiere party. The Miz and Miz, of course, airing straight after SmackDown. Oh, yeah. Didn't watch it. To the ring, and out comes Randy Orton, the bastard. He's heard the speculation on why he attacked Jeff Hardy last week in that disgusting, dirty showing. He's heard the speculation. Was it because of some old heat? No. Was it because he was placed number 9 on the SmackDown Live top 10 list? No. It's because of you. Yes, you. Me! Randy says that he's been in the WWE for 16 years and he's the one constant, yet he gets no respect. Why does he get no respect? Is it because he doesn't paint his face and flail his arms? Is it because he doesn't change his merch colour every month and steal money out of your pockets? Is it because he shows up each and every week? Is it because he doesn't try to kill himself by jumping off of cages, turnbuckles and ladders? What is it? He's not some indie darling. He didn't steal some sweet hand gesture. He paid his dues in front of millions and millions of people every single week, and he's going to end Jeff Hardy's career, and you can refer to him as the 3 most devastatingly destructive letters in sports entertainment. R.K. Mic drop. What's the 3rd letter, Randy? I think it's O. In all seriousness, this was brilliant. Utterly brilliant. I don't give out A's readily on this show, but this is more than deserving of an A. Randy Orton took all of the criticisms that we as fans have made of his character over the past 5-6 years and turned it into one hell of a promo. Often the best heel promos are rooted somewhat in reality. We saw it on Monday night with Kevin Owens. We saw it last night with Randy Orton, and this was just fantastic. It's clear that Orton is once again invested in his character. This was his best promo since maybe 2011. It's been that long, and I never thought that I would be excited about seeing Randy Orton again, but here we are. Next up is Rusev versus Andrade, Cien, Almas, in a match that was set up earlier on WWE.com. Quick note, I really like it when they do this. Like, so often we see matches just thrown together on both Raw and SmackDown. More Raw, but still, this 30-second promo made a match make sense. Simple. Really nice match here too, possibly match of the night with Almas and Rusev going back and forth, the crowd behind both men. This is exactly what Almas needs. Strong showings on a weekly basis. Again, simple. Loved Almas hitting Rusev with a hell of a chop, which then causes Rusev to go mental, and then on the outside of the ring, Zelina Vega starts going mental, which in turn causes Lana to go mental, and then Aiden English runs down. Zelina Vega jumps on his back, which plunges them into Lana. That causes the distraction. Almas is able to pick up the win after hitting the hammerlock DDT. Giving this a B. The match itself was really fun. I'm enjoying Almas picking up another win, even if it was a bit of a cheap one. But once again, I still can't tell if Rusev is heel or babyface. Like, I'm just still not sure what they're doing there. Some weeks he's positioned as a heel, some weeks as a babyface. There's just no continuity there. I think the inevitability is that we're going to get Rusev versus English at SummerSlam, which is a huge step down from a WWE title match against AJ Styles for Rusev, and that'll probably be on the pre-show too. But if it means that the pairing of Rusev and English is broken up, then I guess it's a good thing. I just feel like it's happening a little bit late. Backstage with RTruth and Ty Dillinger, who are now friends for some reason, sure. And it's time for RTruth's first match since WrestleMania. Huge! Unfortunately for RTruth, it's against Samoa Joe. Before we get to that match though, backstage again, and Aiden English and Lana are arguing like petty school children. They are going mad at each other, and then Rusev just screams, "Enough!" Maybe neither of you are good enough for Rusev Day. That's your wife. I mean, get rid of Aiden English, sure, I don't care, but that is literally your wife. Rusev and Lana is an old as pairing as peanut butter and jelly, Ant and Dec, Batman and Robin, my parents and their disappointment of me. To the ring, and it's time for RTruth versus Samoa Joe, and I'm going to give this one a B. There's not too much to say about this. A glorified squash match. I think it lasted 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and RTruth got a bit of early offense in, but ultimately gets destroyed by Samoa Joe. That's exactly what should happen. RTruth versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe should absolutely destroy RTruth, and yeah, that is what happened. So a B. To the ring again for Billie Kay versus Asuka, and another glorified squash match, really. The Iconics got a bit of promo time. They did the handheld camera promo, which actually sort of works for them. Like some people, when they're holding the camera backstage, it just looks ridiculous. But with the Iconics, I think their characters, it sort of works for me. Anyway, this was quick. It lasted about 3 minutes, and Asuka puts away Billie Kay after a series of kicks. This also gets a B because, like Samoa Joe should destroy RTruth, Asuka should destroy Billie Kay. It's fairly obvious, just like, I guess, Asuka should have destroyed Carmella. Never mind, a strong showing for Asuka, making her look like the badass that she should be. Next up is Paige, who says that she's having so much fun as SmackDown Live General Manager. Good for you, Paige. Glad to hear it. She hypes Evolution, the upcoming all-women's pay-per-view, and then welcomes to the ring AJ Styles. AJ says that he's a husband, a father, and when Stephanie McMahon made that announcement last night on Raw, he felt so proud, and all he could think about was his daughter and what she can achieve, that dreams can come true. He's so proud to work for the company that he works for, the company that booked an all-women's pay-per-view just months after booking a pay-per-view in a country where women weren't allowed to perform. AJ is ready for his SummerSlam opponent. He signs the SummerSlam contract, but who could his opponent be? Drum roll, please. Put a sound effect in, Sam. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. You love it when I do this. His opponent is... Out comes James Ellsworth. Ha 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 ha. James Ellsworth says the reason he came back to WWE because of what's in the ring, the WWE title. Sam, do another drum roll just for the fun of it. Paige calls Ellsworth a joke, Ellsworth calls Paige a joke, and then Paige says, "We don't do that around here, we don't make fun of people," after she just called him a joke. Wrong show. This is graded. Anyway, Paige says that she's got 2 words for James Ellsworth, and those words, not what you're thinking, it's not the thing that got me banned from the playground for a week for doing it at a dinner lady. It's not that. She says, "You're fired." I like Ellsworth a lot. I think he's a really good character, either heel or face. And if this is the end of his second WWE run already, then I'm quite sad about that. Like, bringing him back and having him make Asuka look like a complete buffoon probably isn't the best use for him, but he is a valuable character to have, and yeah, this is a shame. I don't like seeing people get fired, obviously. Cut back to the ring, however, and AJ Styles is being attacked by Samoa Joe, who locks in the Coquina Clutch and then picks up the SummerSlam contract and signs it in what is my favourite wrestling trope ever, the idea that you can just grab a contract that doesn't have your name on it and sign it, and then, hey, it's legally binding. Giving this a C+, overall a pretty average promo. The first half especially just felt like a press conference hyping Evolution and, more importantly, Stephanie McMahon. Sad to see Ellsworth go, if in fact he has gone. Happy to see Samoa Joe in title contention. Really happy to hear Samoa Joe scream at the end of this promo, "TikTok champ!" Enjoyed that an awful lot. Does this mean after SummerSlam we are going to have 2 Samoan Joes as world champions? One finger crossed. That's Samoa Joe. No, Reigns. SummerSlam. Backstage, and Paige reveals that Samoa Joe's name was indeed on the contract. She picked him personally, making my previous comment completely redundant. Thanks, Paige. And then Carmella comes in. She doesn't seem especially bothered about losing James Ellsworth at all. And sure, that's weird, but whatever. It's time for her match with Becky Lynch, which was great. As you'd expect, a classic heel versus face dynamic here. Carmella with her feet on the rope, trying to get a cheap pin. She doesn't manage. Becky locks her in with a disarmer and picks up the win. Becky Lynch versus Carmella at SummerSlam for the SmackDown Women's title. Yes! Yes! This was arguably Carmella's best match since becoming women's champion, and it was really good to see that Becky and Carmella have such great chemistry. It makes me think that their match at SummerSlam will be an absolute barn burner. I really, really hope it is. Gonna give this one a B. I will say once again that Carmella has absolutely no heat. Hopefully this is leading to Becky capturing the title in what will be a huge moment for Becky Lynch. I also hope that James Ellsworth leaving tonight isn't just so we forget about him, so that he can return at SmackDown and cost Becky Lynch that match. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Next up is the New Day, well, 2/3 of them, taking on SAnitY. Well, 2/3 of them. The Usos are on commentary, and a huge shout out to my boys Jimmy and Jay for their incredible impressions of Byron Saxton, and generally just being fantastic on commentary as well. Really cool closing sequence with Kofi Kingston taking out Killian Dane on the outside and then taking out Eric Young, who wasn't actually in the match, and then that sets up for the assisted big ending, and the New Day are your winners. Giving this match a B+. The match itself was really good, but the booking is confusing, and it's once again to do with SAnitY. Like, why call a team up, such a dominant, unique team like SAnitY, and then just have them lose clean again? I don't get it. Like, they should feel like a massive threat, and now they just feel like another team. After the match, it's a return. Down your drinks. Cesaro and Sheamus, the Bar, are back. They cut a quick promo hyping their match against the Usos next week on SmackDown, which I really hope they win. It's good to see them back. Welcome back, Sheamus. Welcome back, Cesaro. To the ring, and it's time for your main event, which is a promo. Admittedly a Mizz promo, but a promo nonetheless. Mizz and Maurice are in the ring to hype Mizz and Mrs., which airs directly after SmackDown, if they didn't mention that enough. And apparently it's like a cross between This Is Us, Survivor, and Rough Rough Ref. Pop me. Mizz throws to a video package, which is meant to be a Mizz and Mrs. hype VT, but no. Daniel Bryan, you cheeky little devil, he's been messing about in the production truck, and he's cut together all of Miz's most embarrassing moments. You know, the time that he forgot the phone number for the Divas search, was it? Getting stunned, all that crazy stuff. Daniel Bryan cracking out a copy of Premiere Pro, illegally downloading all of those clips from the WWE Network, and spending about 20 hours editing them. Oh, you. Daniel Bryan appears on the Tron afterwards and says that, you know, why am I backstage? I should be celebrating. And he runs to the ring, he takes out both the security guards, he slides into the ring, and then The Miz lobs his baby at Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan catches the baby, but is immediately laid out with a skull-crushing finale. And I should probably point out that the baby wasn't real. It was just a doll. The baby that we saw earlier in the night was in fact an actor, and a hell of an actor. I'm giving this a C-, which may seem harsh, but let me explain myself. You've got one of the hottest feuds in wrestling, something which was so based on reality. Remember the Talking Smack promo with The Miz? How real, how huge that felt. And you've used it here to essentially just plug a TV show, a reality TV show. And then you've got Daniel Bryan doing all of this goofy crap, like editing together a VT to show. It's just not what I think this feud should be based around. This feud was based around reality. It felt so real. It could be so good. It could draw so much money. It's going to be a great match. But, I don't know, the intensity's gone. You've messed around with it too much. This just didn't feel right for me. So I'm giving it a C-. I know that may seem harsh, but deal with it. So with that in mind, the final grade for this episode of SmackDown is a B-, dragged down a little bit by that last promo, which I know a lot of people liked. It just wasn't for me. Think back to Talking Smack, the contrast between that and last night. I'll finish with a joke. How does Michelle McCool sleep at night? Undertaker. See you next week. So that's all from me. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on Twitter here. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.